The last time I was in Iceland, I stayed at the Hilton Nordica, but this time it was nearly $600 a night when I checked. So instead, I went to Google Maps and I zoomed in and I saw that right next door there's a hotel called Reykjavik Lights, which was only 200 euros a night. I loved my stay at Lights and I would totally stay there again. It was super clean, super quiet, and the staff was so kind and so helpful. My flight arrived at 6:15 a.m. and Lights gives you an option to pay 30 euros to check in extra early. So I did that. I took a little nap, and in the afternoon I went for a spin in the hop on hop off bus. Now, I have been to Reykjavik before, so I didn't feel a lot of pressure to see all the tourist stuff while I was there this time, and instead I walked around and bought t-shirts and had licorice ice cream. The next day, I checked in for the ship at 11 a.m. and was pretty much able to board right away. My inside cabin number was 9513. This is my second time sailing in an inside cabin, and I found that there are so many places to hang out on the ship that not having a balcony is totally fine and worth it if I can save money and cruise more often. I think I was still a little bit jet lagged the first day, so after walking around the ship, I grabbed dinner at the buffet, went to see the welcome show, and fell asleep early, which was great because the sea was a little bit choppy that first night. Our first port of call was Akureyri in northern Iceland, population 20,000. We docked around 11:30, so in the morning I did a little bit of work, and when we got to the port, it's a short, flat walk into the center of town, and there's a main shopping street, lots of cafes and restaurants, there's some museums. The buildings are beautiful, and so is the church, which is up a lot of stairs. I wound up walking out to the mall and I went to the supermarket, which honestly is one of my favorite things to do when I'm traveling. And I picked up some Icelandic yarn and a lot of licorice. I'm a huge fan of salted licorice. I thought a lot about whether I wanted to take excursions when I was planning this cruise, and I decided not to because it was my first time in all of these towns outside of Reykjavik. So I really wanted to explore town and see the commerce and just see how people lived. So that's why I haven't done any excursions and I won't be doing them for the rest of this cruise. The next day, we were in Isafjordur, where after disembarking, I didn't really have any plans. So in port, I bought a ticket for the local hop on, hop off bus. It was about $40. It does a full loop through town and it takes you to the troll seat where it stops for a few minutes so you can get out, take photos. It also stops at a waterfall that you walk about 20 minutes to, and you can walk back and catch the next bus back. Iceland is so beautiful, and I spent the afternoon walking around the center of town, which is pretty small. I walked along the water, I did a little bit of shopping for souvenirs, it's very quirky, and I kind of hung out in the main town square where there are tables and chairs. I was people watching and jotting down some notes for a book that I'm working on. Here I am in bustling downtown Isafjordur. It's so beautiful and very quiet. The houses are so pretty. Something I didn't expect was for it to be so warm. Google weather, Apple weather, makes it seem like it's gonna be really cold, but as soon as the sun is out, it's pretty warm. Like I had to take my jacket off. Then we had 2 days at sea before finally arriving in Greenland, somewhere I have wanted to see for decades. Nuuk Day is finally here, and I'm wearing head to toe insect shield because I saw online that there's like a fog of mosquitoes, midges, and black flies. So, came prepared, so excited. It's 5:30 in the morning. The buffet doesn't even open until 6, but I'm gonna go up and get a coffee because hopefully we can disembark at 7. Although I'm not sure because we can't see land yet. This is the screen I have in my room. You can see the bridge cam, and it's so foggy, but we are starting to see land like here and here. So I'm wearing 2 pairs of pants and I'm wearing 2 shirts. I'm gonna wear a gilet and a jacket. I heard layering is the key, although it does say that it's going to be like 49 degrees today. And then I thought, I think 49 degrees means something very different in Greenland than it does in New York City. Plus, it's going to be cloudy. And I'm planning on being outside for the first 3 hours of the day before anything opens. I'm going to try to do all like the sightseeing and this historical stuff early in the day so I can spend the rest of the day really enjoying town. I'm not doing an excursion. I want to see the city. I have such limited time in Nuuk. This insect shield stuff did really well for me when I went on safari 10 years ago. So I'm hoping the technology has improved, but that it still works just as well. I even have a buff.
Hi guys, good morning. Have a great day ahead, guys. Have a great day. Good morning.
From the cruise port, it is about a 25-minute walk to downtown, but there is also a shuttle bus option. It's a funny thing when you go to a place and it kind of looks exactly how you imagine it will look. It is so beautiful here. It's so early in the morning, so it's very peaceful. I wonder what it'll be like around 10 or 11. It's so nice to be out here at like 8 o'clock in the morning. The Historical Museum is this really interesting series of buildings. You start in this main building and there are actual mummies in there. After the museum, I walked into town and had lunch at the cultural center and ate reindeer schnitzel because they were out of musk ox meatballs. Kiviut is one of the rarest, softest, warmest yarns around and really hard to come by in the United States, but there's an entire shop dedicated to this luxury fiber in Nuuk. Everything was so beautiful, but I didn't get anything because they were out of yarn and everything was really expensive.
They don't like Americans.
I don't want to get back on the boat yet because this is my first time in Nuuk and probably I won't be here again for a very long time. But it's been really amazing to go to like somewhere that so few people get to go to. I feel so lucky, but also one day is so short. Now I have to get on a conference call, so I probably should get back on the boat. Anyway, it's been amazing. Tomorrow onwards to Paamiut. Morning.
Have fun. Expedition.
Paamiut was a tender port, so I wanted to get off the ship super early at 6 a.m. The Greenlandic landscape was breathtaking, and I have never seen anything like this.
Slowly, slowly.
Thank you.
Slowly.
Okay, thank you.
Today in Nuuk, they opened early.
It's like 6:30 a.m. and we're in Paamiut, and it's a tiny town, but only a few of us tendered this morning, so hopefully we're not as disruptive as the whole ship. But it's really beautiful here. The nature out there is just a series of rock islands in the water, and this is the kind of place where it really inspires the imagination. There's not a lot in town for tourists, obviously. It's not built for tourists, it's built for real people who live here. So we're just gonna walk around a little bit, maybe get a coffee if there's a cafe, maybe see the museum when it opens. But yeah, welcome to Paamiut. We're going up there. Here. It's the watchtower. the supermarket and I got pastries.
I have 5. You have 11.
It's a sea day and it's slightly less cold because we're getting closer to Canada. But I have not done a full walk around the perimeter of the ship yet. I woke up early because there's a time change, so I'm gonna do it. I'm on the 7th deck. Excuse me, I'm on deck 7. I can do the full perimeter of the ship around deck 7 or deck 13. I'm gonna do deck 7 because it's sheltered. We're under the lifeboats. And let's see. I always think the ship looks so big from the ground. When you get on the ship, it's not actually that big. So one loop around is not that much. Maybe I'll do 2. I don't know. It's a little cold. The last 2 ports on this cruise before New York are Sydney and Halifax in Canada. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. There's a fiddle. A giant fiddle. It was a holiday in Sydney, so after grabbing some lunch in town and buying some yarn at the local yarn store, I did walk around a little bit, but a lot of stores were closed, so I sat by the pier for a while, and I wound up getting back on board and crocheting a little axolotl for a little kid I met on board who loves axolotls. Thank you. By the time we got to Halifax, I was seriously craving some retail therapy, so I Ubered to the Halifax shopping center and I went to go shop for Lush and Lululemon, both of which are seriously way cheaper in Canada than they are in the US. I also got some lunch at the Chinese food place in the food court. After that, we had one more full day at sea to really enjoy the Norwegian Star before disembarking in our final port, New York City, my hometown. All in all, I would say this was a fantastic solo traveler cruise and a great way to get a taster of Greenland for a first-time visitor like me. I'm so excited to go back and explore more. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I will see you next time.